All right.
I seen some questions up there. I didn't catch it that fast. Did you see it?
What was some of the questions?
I say Daniel. Somebody said Daniel. Somebody.
Daniel 360.
I think that's what it was. I'm not
Hey,
sure.
re-ask your question, Daniel.
Fabiana. Hola.
Returning to the questions. At what point did you guys reacquire the name Smif and Wesson?
Um, Brazil. Salute. We honestly, man, we just start using it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we just say, yo, you know what? Like I said, when we first came out, I feel like we got bullied to change our name. We didn't have the wherewithal to know how to handle ourselves in that situation. Nor do we had the money or the foundation to fight a company of that magnitude. Now, with a little of the laws, trademarking laws, and so on and so forth, a little bit more strength behind us, we just figured like, yeah, it's time for us to get back to the origin. So
Cool.
when you start looking at the albums, you start seeing us use it carefully, and then just convincing the people who we work with to go, yo, we going, this is what it's gonna be, or it's gonna be nothing. Period.
Right. To interrupt the timeline, my man Danielson says, "Do you recall playing First Avenue in Minnesota and he heard Prince was in the crowd that night?"
Oh, yo, yeah, I do remember that, and I heard that too, but I don't believe that, man. I want to believe it because that would be a dope moment, but because we only did Minnesota like probably like once, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's not a place that you just frequent. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's
Right.
like, yeah, because we was out there going out. We was calling them Minnesojans. You know what I mean? We was like that was when the whole boot camp was on deck. But yeah, man, Prince was there, man. That's phenomenal, bro. But we had a great time out there, man. Word.
No doubt. You guys went on to release three more albums with the Boot Camp Clik from 2002 to 2007, as well as Reloaded and the album. You also released some solo projects. What was the decision to release a solo project? Was that always in the plan, or what was it that you decided to release some solo music?
Um, once you come into music, I guess you committed to just creating. You I can't say it was always in a plan for me to create solo projects, but I started as a solo artist.
Right.
For me, it's way more gratifying to eat with my brothers and my sisters. When I see everybody at the table eating from their own plate, that's wild fun to me. You know, when you're at the barbecue and you cooking and you making food for everybody and you never get to eat, you got to put your food away till later. Like, I like to see family eat. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that was way more, you know, for anything. And I think that I probably can even say that I was against putting out solo projects for a minute. But I think Sean Price broke that mold because it's like a myth. Like once boot camp is like this, and like we get used to these crazy ass habits, and then we get stuck there sometimes. That's that old school pattern, and we became victims of that as well. But I think I'm glad that we did stuff like that. The first America's Nightmare wasn't even an album; it was more like a mixtape, and I
Right.
made that because I was angry, honestly, and I did that shit in like 48 hours. So I was testing myself, testing dudes that was around me, and I was like being like I was showing the cynicism and the way the game was. I was pissed off at the game, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just do it like this." So it sparked
Right.
something.
In 2011, you linked up with Pete Rock for the Monumental album. Can you tell us how that came about?
Pete Rock always been a brother of ours. We've been crossing paths throughout this whole mission. Um, and it was just about that time when we knew we wanted to do something that that the people would love. You know, we always try to think like how we can't just do no rap album, bro. That's whack. You know what I mean? Like, who cares about you rapping to the beat? Like, that's whack. I gotta get something that's something of substance. That's gonna be something that you're gonna want to act like that's yours. You know.
Right.
So that's why we named it Monumental, not jacking nobody. It's like, yo, we feel like this is a big event. Pete Rock gonna do everything. First, he gave us like some beats, and we was like, nah, son. Nah, son, chill, son. He just gave us like 5, 6 dope ass beats. We was like, yo, we gonna rhyme to these, but yo, son, we need to come with the tings. We need to come with the tings. Like, we know we want this to be. We want it to go to the heart. Like, we won't make no sucker MC shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he start pulling things out. He start coming to the studio with records, with wax, and the SP 1200 in the studio, and the SP and the 1200 in the studio. And I'm like, okay, this reminds me of D&D. This reminds me of when we're sitting in the studio making the music right there, and he's going, yo, I heard a loop last night, and he's just building the beat out while Tech is over here having the dice game, right? While Buckshot is over here building a spliff. Salute to my family, Buckshot, my PNC. You
What
already
up,
know.
Buckshot?
But we have the studio would be an experience. You know what I'm saying? And the music will be playing live, and dudes will be creating, and it don't be no studio police. You know, we know if we waste time, that means more money. We know what it is. Money is time, and that's a fact when you're in the studio and you paying by the hour. You know, so that was a great experience.
During that process, what would you say you learned the most from working with the legendary producer?
Play a position. I asked Pete Rock one day. I said, "Yo, why you let the beat play so much right there, bro?" He like, "Nah, I got something for that. Chill." So later on, you hear like cuts, and like he had this whole thing formulated in his mind of how he was gonna do it. Like, you go ahead and you do your raps, bro. Kill your raps. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna kill, and he rapping too. So he making the beat, he rapping, and then he's configuring later when this goes down and it fades out and it comes into like some or comes into a Jane, you know what I mean, or whoever. All these different elements go with this man's mind, his creativity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I see it, Ross. Love never let love die fire. You done know. You know what I mean?
Just last year, you released the amazing "The All" with Ninth Wonder.
Yes.
How long did you guys been wanting to make this project, and what was that experience like?
I think for Tech and I, you know, I speak for Smokey as well. I think that was for us, that was a spiritual album. You know, I think that was like, from all the trials and tribulations, all of the stuff that we've been through, all the craziness, the ups and downs. We needed something that was fresh for us to reinstill that love that we have, make us believe again. You know, all of these things is like going through this portal just to get back to yourself. And we was able to do that. We went down south, and Ninth Wonder gave us a home, to a platform to just be left alone and create. Tech and Steele, no corner store, no heroes sandwiches, no 40 ounces. We kept what we kept. We had our vices or whatever, but it was really like get down to the nitty gritty. It took us back to when we was broke, and we couldn't do nothing. We couldn't go out in the country and just walk around and be like, yo, let me get on the phone with son. Like, it's time to stay in the studio and just really think about all of the things that you have accumulated. Plus, when we initially went down there, we came straight off of the tour. We was overseas for a minute, and we was missing home. And so we had a lot of stuff on our mind, and that was a perfect way to get it all out.
Right. What has that reception been like for that album?
Oh, man, it's been love, man. It's been love. It's been incredible. Like, it's been incredible. Ninth Ninth used to say, yo, blue cheese. I promise you, family. We did a show in Germany, and this dude said that to me. He's like, yo, he's like, yo, and he's like 21 or something. He could have been like, he could have been like a real dickhead or whatever. But I ain't taking no offense to it. He's like, yo, I heard y'all died. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like, we just was on stage. Like, yo, y'all killed it. That was fun. I'm glad I came out. I'm glad you came out too. We alive, bro. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, let's take a picture, man. Let's take a selfie, man. People no one's gonna believe this story. Like, I heard you guys die. Like, wow. Like, how? How did we go? What was it? You know
Right.
what I mean? But it's always the lessons. If you can hold on to it, it's always a lesson in all of your travels. You know what I mean?
No doubt. With over 25 years in the game, what keeps Steele inspired at this point?
The people, life. You know what I mean? Life inspires me. You know what I mean?